Look around you. Everything you see is the result of engineering. The bridge that carries you to work, the phone that you are watching this on, the water that comes from your tap, the very air that you breathe. All these things are made possible by engineers. An engineer is someone who takes a vision or an idea and makes it a reality. An engineer is someone who solves problems. They're the ones that get things done. Engineers can be found in almost every sector of the economy. They're responsible for designing and developing new products, processes, and systems that make our lives easier and better. Engineers play a vital role in shaping the world around us. And with the world becoming more technologically advanced, the role of engineers will only become more important in the future. Now, if you have ever interacted with an engineer, you probably know how unique they are. Not only do they use their knowledge of math and science to solve complex problems, but they also bring a unique set of soft skills to the table. Engineers are often characterized as being logical, analytical, and problem-solving oriented. However, they're also known for being creative, intuitive, and big-picture thinkers. This combination of hard and soft skills makes them uniquely qualified to tackle some of the world's toughest challenges. In this video, we'll explore the qualities that make engineers so special. We'll also discuss why it's important to appreciate and celebrate what they do. If you stay till the end, you'll also learn how engineers compare to scientists. So let's get started. Most people don't realize the impact that engineers have on our daily lives. We often take for granted the countless ways that engineers make our lives easier, safer, and more enjoyable. From the cars we drive to the buildings we live in, much of our modern conveniences would not be possible without the hard work and dedication of engineers. Cars are a prime example of this. The average car contains thousands of parts that must work together seamlessly in order for the vehicle to function properly. It takes the expertise of dozens of engineers to design, develop, and test all of these parts. And even then, there is no guarantee that everything will work perfectly right away. But despite the complexity of cars, they're just one of the many examples of the incredible work that engineers do every day. Buildings are another area where the importance of engineering is evident. From the structural integrity of the building itself to the electrical wiring that powers our lights and appliances, every aspect of a building's construction requires careful planning and execution by engineers. In fact, the tallest building in the world, the Burj Khalifa in Dubai, stands as a testament to the incredible feats that engineers can accomplish. It took 5 years and a team of 12,000 engineers and architects to design and build the 830-meter-tall skyscraper. But cars and buildings are just two examples of the many ways that engineers make our lives better. They're involved in everything from developing new medical treatments to manufacturing everyday products like cell phones and computers. In fact, engineers are responsible for many of the most exciting innovations of our time, such as self-driving cars, artificial intelligence, and renewable energy sources. Without engineers, we wouldn't have many of the things that make our lives easier, safer, and more enjoyable. They're responsible for so many of the conveniences that we take for granted every day. It's important that we recognize and appreciate the hard work and dedication of engineers everywhere. Now that we've established why engineers are so important, let's talk about some of the qualities that make them so special. One of the things that sets engineers apart is their ability to think critically and solve problems. This is because engineering is all about finding efficient and effective solutions to real-world problems. As a result, engineers develop strong analytical and problem-solving skills. They're able to break down complex problems into smaller parts and then come up with creative solutions that meet specific needs. This skill is applicable in so many areas of life, making engineers well-rounded individuals who are capable of tackling any challenge. Another quality that makes engineers special is their attention to detail. Engineering is a highly precise field, and even the smallest mistake can have major consequences. As a result, engineers must be incredibly attentive to detail. They need to be able to follow instructions carefully and make sure that everything is in working order. This quality is not only essential for their work as engineers, but it's also something that can be applied to other areas of their lives. Attention to detail is an important part of being successful in anything. Communication skills are also crucial for engineers. They must be able to communicate their ideas and solutions to others clearly and concisely. This is especially important when working on a team, since engineers often collaborate with others to solve complex problems. Strong communication skills allow engineers to articulate their ideas and get buy-in from their colleagues. This is essential for getting projects off the ground and seeing them through to completion. Finally, creativity is another quality that makes engineers special. While engineering is often seen as a highly technical and analytical field, creativity is actually a critical component of the profession. Engineers must be able to think outside the box and come up with innovative solutions to complex problems. They often work on projects that have never been done before and must come up with new and creative ways to overcome challenges. Creativity is what allows engineers to push the boundaries of what's possible and develop new technologies that improve our lives. In conclusion, engineers are truly special people. They're the ones who take the crazy ideas that we have and make them a reality. Their skills and expertise are what allow us to create the products, processes, and systems that make our lives easier and better. From the cars we drive to the buildings we live in, much of our modern conveniences is thanks to the hard work and dedication of engineers. So the next time you see an engineer, be sure to let them know that you appreciate everything that they do. Speaking of appreciation, now let's talk about how engineers compare to scientists. At first glance, the roles of engineers and scientists may seem quite similar. After all, both professions require a strong understanding of science and math, and both often work in technical fields. However, the two professions are actually quite different. Scientists are curious by nature. They want to understand how the world works, and they're willing to conduct experiments and explore new ideas to answer their questions. On the other hand, engineers are more pragmatic. They're concerned with solving real-world problems and making things happen. They use the scientific method to test ideas, but they're ultimately only interested in those ideas that have practical applications. Scientists are often content with simply understanding the world around us. They may be satisfied with discovering a new species of bird or developing a new theory about the universe. Engineers, on the other hand, always want to improve things. They're constantly looking for ways to make existing products or processes better. They're the ones who invent new gadgets and create new ways of doing things. In short, scientists ask, why? While engineers ask, why can't we? Scientists are happy to explore the unknown, but engineers want to bring order to chaos. Both scientists and engineers are important members of society. They both help us to understand and improve the world around us. But ultimately, they have different goals and approaches. So which one are you? Are you someone who's curious about the world and wants to understand how things work? Or are you someone who's more pragmatic and focused on solving real-world problems? Let us know in the comments below. That's it for today. We hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new about engineers. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more videos like this. Thank you for watching.